Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you daily, 6 days a week. I want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world, and certainly thanks for watching. And today we're going to talk about an altcoin. Has this altcoin's moment to shine come? This altcoin has been beat down, it has been battered, it has been criticized, it has been fudded, but is this altcoin, is it the moment to shine? We're going to talk about that altcoin. We're going to check that out. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to look at some of the charts as well, some of the altcoin setups that we had, some of them that I shared yesterday in the YouTube and also in the Discord. It's absolutely popped off. So hopefully you got in some of those trades. Now, of course, before we get into all of that, before we jump into all that, you know what I'm going to say. If you're a regular watcher, smash the like. That does help get this channel out to more people. And of course, does help support the channel. Really appreciate all the kind words that people do leave in the description. And of course, all the questions that get asked there, I do look to get back to those as soon as I'm able to. Don't forget about the cheat sheet. Get asked all the time. That's at the top link. It's linked at the top of this description. And certainly, if you do not know where it is, that's where it is. Okay, well, of course, sadly, my predictions in baseball have not been as spot on yet as they have in the market, and there has been some more suffering on the East Coast in the city of New York. So hopefully we will see a turnaround. Hopefully we've hit the bottom there and we're about to see a turnaround, but certainly it does seem a high probability that the West Coast of Los Angeles is going to take it this year. We will see what shakes out. It's not over till it's over. And so, but let's jump into the news and discover, yes, I'm talking about the altcoin season, impending altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance is about to crash so hard, but maybe not yet. Maybe there's a little bit more upside to the Bitcoin dominance that we are going to see, but I do think we are going to see a breakout from this ascending wedge pattern, generally bearish there to the downside. And soon as we start to see that breakout of that wedge and to the downside, alts should really begin to take off. And look, some alts are taking off already, by the way. Some alts are beginning to move. We don't have to wait for the Bitcoin dominance to break down. There are certainly trades to be made every day. Even while this was climbing up here for all of this time, Bitcoin, there were alts. If you were in the right alts, you were making moves and you're making money. If you're watching this channel, you'll be in the right alts, making moves and making money there. Okay, but one of those alts was not Ethereum. I want you to take a good look at this. Do not look away. But ETH Bitcoin pair is almost oversold on the monthly RSI for the first time in history. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing. What do you think that is? Is that a bullish sign or is that bearish, that there's going to be more downside and Ethereum is going to fade into oblivion and become the blockbuster or the BlackBerry of our time in the crypto markets? Textbook shakeout according to Ethereum Maximus. So this guy's a Maximus here. Let's see if he is a Maximus with his analysis here. The exact moment everyone is most bearish is the exact moment where there just isn't much ETH left to sell. That's a good point. The sellers, are they exhausted? And I did pick up on the chart some bullish divergence on the ETH BTC chart there on the daily time frame. So we could start to see this. This was a trade that I have been giving for weeks and weeks. As you know, many of you, I sold my ETH HODL position at 3,400. I rolled it into Sui and Tau and Blub and Banana Gun. You know, Sui and Tau took off 400-500%. Blub took off over 1,000%. That was a good trade, but now I'm back in on a swing trade on Ethereum, not for HODL, on a swing trade. I'm going to show you how I'm playing that in the charts and how you could ride the swing trade all the way to the top for Ethereum there in a moment. And of course here, Coin Mamba, just tell it like it is, brother. I'm trying to show some respect, but it's becoming harder every day. Somebody pump this. Yeah, okay. So you know how he's feeling there, Coin Mamba, on this. It just would have been better to be in Bitcoin. Honestly, now Now would have been the time maybe to move to Ethereum. But for this whole time, if you've been holding all this time, you've totally mistimed the market and you've misread the market. If you've been watching this channel, you wouldn't have misread the market because you would have sold your ETH when I did before it dumped hard and you could have gotten into other tokens. But it's okay, no time for regrets. Get back up on the horse. Let's get in the right trades at the right times and the right coins, okay? And certainly here, Ethereum left in the dust. These images display the net flow for USD for both Bitcoin and ETH ETFs, and you can just see that massive hype, steady flow of investors, and the ETH ETF saw significant outflows in its first days, but has not received any substantial inflows since. So Ethereum's price is struggling relative down to Bitcoin, down 55%, certainly from its recent high, and still declining. Okay, and this investor here says they are staying away from ETH. Matun here, J.R. Matun, staying away until they can see a confirmed reversal, okay? And we're going to also look at that in the charts in a moment as well. In fact, we're going to do that right now. But we're going to start with Banana Gun because Banana Gun has been on fuego. It's been on fire, people. And who could have predicted this? Well, you know, I did give this trade back in the 20s and $30. I continually gave you entries here. At 41, I gave you more entries at 46 on the Stocks with Josh show. Josh and I both went on the show, and the title of my video was "This is the last chance to buy this." And of course, so far it has turned out to be, because we have not returned to that level of $46. We did return to 51, and there was the entry that I gave just the other day. You had 2, 3, 4 days to pick up Banana Gun at around $50 to $51. We smashed through 54. This was a little accumulation area there. And look at the tribal trades trend line strikes again. Here we go. It has held up price here. It was resistance here. We broke it. We've turned it into support. Now we have this upper trend line here at 60, and it even went up to $62, which we have another trend line, and the next trend line up is at 68. But we have rejected at 62. We've actually rejected a little bit here at 60 just for the moment. So what are we looking at here? Here's where you should be banking some profits and putting some money in your jeans, people. So certainly here looking, this would be a time to take some profits, or at least move your stop loss up. So if we have a further correction, you stop out in profit and you can get back in the trade. There, so that's all there for Banana Gun. All right, next trade that we're going to look at is Blub. Don't FUD the fish. What an absolute cracking move that Blub has put on. This was just a fake out to the downside there. I certainly picked up some more at that 5 level. That order hit beautifully there, and certainly that's all that is a fake out to the downside. We're back above into the range, and we'll be looking at taking some profits probably around this area here of around 10. So if you got in the trade here, certainly we may get an opportunity to retest into the bottom of this range. And this is what I talked to you about, range trading, classical range trading here. We'll certainly move to the daily time frame here. It's just keep it simple. Look what we do. We sell here at the top of the range. We buy at the bottom of the range. Okay, you can clearly see I put this bottom of the range in before we even came down to it. You buy at the bottom of the range, and then you sell back at the top of the range. And then, of course, at some point, it probably will break through and create a new range. And so it breaks through, it retests the support, and then goes up. We establish a new range, and we rinse and repeat. That is classic range trading. This was easy money. You get in here, you sell here. You can actually get back in the middle of the range, by the way, and sell on the way up, get back in the middle of the range. Of course, we stopped out. And I shared this pattern the last few weeks where we stopped out on a rejection here, and then you get back in here. So you might have been out just a few bucks here, but not very much, maybe even at break even, and this is why I do like stopping out on rejections of these trend lines or these major resistance levels, because even if it comes down, it will come back and retest quite often, and you can actually get out on the rejection of the retest here of resistance and then you can just get back in the trade down here. So that's worked out classically and beautifully. If we look at the bonk trade here, again, I gave the entry yesterday. The entry was there. If you got in the entry, you're a little bit up. We do have a little bit of resistance here. We do have a golden cross coming. What did I guys tell you about Dogecoin? The golden cross impending. Ethereum has a golden cross impending. Bitcoin has just had its golden cross. What did it do? It moved towards and up because the golden cross is coming. So you can get in the trade. Here's the chance to get in the trade here. If it does come back and retest this 21, that's 4 zeros and a 21, or just below it, the 50-day moving average at 4 zeros, 206 there. And we should see some resistance though at 4 zeros and 23 for bonk. That could be a first little take profit swing trade there, but certainly we should see us continue to the upside at some point to get back to that 4 zeros 25 before going to 4 zeros 28. So bonk is a decent trade right now. I think it's undervalued. It hasn't quite popped off yet, but I do believe its time is going to come. And then who could have predicted the Doge breakout? I gave it to you at 10.4. You remember the videos I was saying it's 10.4 on the 10.4. And if you got in at 10.4, you've been able to ride this up to resistance at 16. Okay, and this is exactly what's happened. And if you wrote it up here, this could be a place where you could either take some profit off the table, but stay in the trade. I'm staying in the trade. This is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. It's for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained by the Doge breakout? Okay, and certainly I sold all of my Doge hodl. I was very public about that. Rolled it into Sui and Tao. Made a big packet. 400-500% on those trades, and swing trade on Doge has worked out, and I was able to take profit on that trade or exit that trade beautifully at that moment. But I do see some bearish divergence, and even if it does go up a little bit more, profit is profit. Nobody ever lost money taking profits. Okay, and certainly staying in the trade is certainly fine as well. Look, Doge could run up to 20 cents. That's its next target to the upside here. And you can see there's an order block here, right here at 20. So that's the next target to the upside. So even though I see that there's bearish divergence, we've got price appreciating, but the relative strength index going slightly down, that doesn't mean the move is over. Usually bearish and bullish divergences do play out. So if you're in the trade, for me, taking profits there, totally fine with that. Certainly fine if people stay in the trade or move their stop loss up. You could move your stop loss up, and we could just go sideways and a little bit down. Look, we could just come back down to 15 cents here. That could be the bearish divergence playing out. So don't be in fear. Don't be in panic. If you're in profit, you made a good trade. So here's the Ethereum trade that I gave so many times. This is a bear market support line here. The 200 moving average on the weekly time frame. This is not on the daily time frame. This is bear market support here. And so, not bear market, but bear market support there. Certainly, what am I looking for here? This 2,800 level, which is now 2,790. That would be our first TP on the swing trade. So I'm in the swing trade. I'm looking to TP. I'm not looking to get out of the trade. Certainly look to take profit up here. It may come back, retest the 50-day moving average there at about 2,500. Certainly if you're not in the trade, around 2,500 would be a good place. I know some people are going to wait for the break and the retest to 28, and that does make sense because you can see the tribal trades trend line is there. We also have the 200 EMA on the daily. Historically, buying Ethereum or any coin under or around the 200 EMA on the daily has turned out to be a good investment decision. And this is how I would be playing this. First of all, if you're in the trade, great. If not, you might want to get into here if we come back to 25. If not, you could get 28. But certainly we're going to some more resistance there at 3,000. I'll take some more profits off the table there. More profits off the table at 34. But I'm going to stay in the trade. I'm going to keep riding this up and see how far we can ride this up. Well, here we got some more tribal trades trend line. We've got the 4,000 level, but we've got a cup and handle here, which has upside move to about 5,100 if it plays out. First of all, it needs to break out, of course. We need a confirmed breakout. So that's the way that I'm trading Ethereum. I'm not trading as a quick swing in and out trade, although certainly you could do that. there. That's certainly a way to trade it. And GOAT, I gave you the entry on GOAT. I gave you not only the entry, I gave you a re-entry here yesterday. I gave you a re-entry here at 58. It nailed that entry as it did the day before. I gave you multiple entries here at that 58 level at the 200 EMA on the hour time frame. It's now at 59. So certainly that trade is working out for those who were able to take that trade. And we're just going to look at a few more. We've got the Say trade, and Say certainly we are going to get a golden cross with Say as well. You can see that's just about to happen. So certainly any kind of move here above the 50-day moving average, that's a place to get in the trade. You could front run it here, of course, risky and set a stop loss, but otherwise you would look to get above. I mean, look, the 200 EMA on the daily, the 50-day moving average, and the 200 simple moving average are converging. A break and a retest above that would be incredibly bullish. So watch this. You can front run it now, get in the trade, set a stop loss, or wait for a break and a retest somewhere around this area when it does break through. Remember, these moving averages are moving, so it's always an approximate level, but it looks to be around that 39 to 40 cent level. A break and a retest should see us go back to the top of the range here that I've driven the tribal trades trend line back around 50 cents, and I think then we would continue to go above that. Solana trade has been brilliant. Hopefully you locked in some profits there at this 180 level. We certainly are finding resistance. We have broken above the tribal trades trend line, so that is absolutely crushing it right now. However, certainly would not be getting out of this trade right now. Just maybe take some profits or move your stop loss up to protect profits. If there is a retest of this level here, of this trend line, then we could see a further move up to 189, 190. I don't think this move is finished yet. I think we're going to come up into this area here, and then we could come back and pull, and that could be another place that we enter the trade before the next lev up for Solana. Again, I gave you these trades just like I have on so many coins. Down here at the 120 level, at 130, I gave it at 140. I gave it again at this level here, and the last time I gave it was at 160, and those of you got that trade absolutely smashed it, and I gave you a second entry here at 161. For those of you who've been faithfully watching these videos every day, you should be making significant amounts of money following these trades. The Sui trade, again, yesterday was in the Discord saying that the level, people were asking where's the support, it was at 160, and I got another order filled at 161, and I was out and about. All of a sudden, I get an alert on my phone. So there you can see, and it's popped up. We're finding some resistance here at the top of this line, but we're almost back at mid-range. With $2, it's there, not 190. You could break above, retest, and then we take profit at the top of the range there. So far, the Sui entry that I gave yesterday is absolutely crushing it. Certainly, you could get in at the 50-day moving average here for Sui, which is sitting at around $1.69. So we come down to $1.69. That might be a chance to get in the trade there. And then, of course, for Tau, again, the tribal trades trend line strikes again. The range that I've given you guys have played out perfectly. We get in here, we took some profit, we got back in the trade in the middle of the range, okay? We took some profit again, we came down, we got out of this because we rejected here, so this would have been a place to get out of the trade. We got back in the trade here at the bottom of the range. Remember, this was drawn in before this came down and touched it. All these people were panicking, saying, oh, it's coming down to 400. Well, it could have been, and I had a buy order down there at 400. It might still come down to the 200 EMA, but the most likely scenario here is we could get a pullback to the 50-day moving average, which is currently sitting at around $500. But we have broken through the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. This is another opportunity. If it comes back, a retest here, what's that level? It's sitting at 533. So 535 to 533 there could be an entry. You could ride a sweet little $30 up to there, take profit level there for Tau. All right, well, we're going to leave it there. Again, as always, for everybody, thank you for tuning in. And until the next one, happy trading.